With Kombat Pack 1 coming to an end on July 23rd, the Mortal Kombat community is speculating on what content we will be getting soon, and I'm here to share my opinions on what is to come in Mortal Kombat 1. What's up guys, my name is KNXXNNN, and I am one of many players extremely excited for the next Kombat Pack. Now usually when you click on my videos you just see Li Mei absolutely prevailing, but today I just had to pop out with my wishlist and predictions for Kombat Pack 2. I'll be arranging my list in the same format as Kombat Pack 1, 6 characters, 5 cameos. However, I will be having honorable mentions for both along with ideas for content other than just playable characters. Now just a disclaimer, some of these characters I actually expect to see in an upcoming Kombat Pack. However, as this is my wish list, most of the characters that will be named would simply just be something that I would be excited to see. To start off with the main roster of characters featured in my Kombat Pack, I have Jade. Jade not only has that Adenian fanbase backing her up, but she also has such a great design. Honestly though, I could see her getting a drastic change in appearance or playstyle similar to Tanya. Maybe if her staff is attachable in the middle so she can have 2 shorter versions of it in some of her strings. And I know her zoning game is really strong with the tools that she has, but I feel like that would not only give her a similar playstyle to Katana, but it would make her gameplay continuous from MK11. Instead, I would love to see her become a Warcrave fighter with sleek and fast fighting techniques. Also with Mileena seeming to replace Katana's roles in a new timeline, it feels like Tanya is replacing Jade as a close friend to the royal family. Because of this, Jade should get a major character arc in a story expansion. Like maybe she's one of the highest protectors of the royal family, trumping both First Constables and Doomgotti. Or maybe she's a paid assassin and is revealed to be the one who killed King Jared on Li Mei's watch. Anything they do with Jade, I just hope to be good. Her falling in love with Kotal Khan just irks me to this day. By the way, this is both a character that I expect to see and a character that I would love to join the roster. For the next playable character, I have Noob Saibot. I think I speak for everyone when I say I'm tired of having Smoke without Noob, and I'm tired of having Noob without Smoke. And with a game with so many male ninjas, Noob has no reason to be left out. Well, I could see him being left out because Sub-Zero would have to die and it's too early for that. Speaking of which, why does Sindel die in every single game? I'm getting tired of that, but I digress. But with the changing of Scorpion's and Sub's characters, Noob could really have a new story. I don't know how they would go about that, but either way, this game looks like it was made to fit Noob. Just imagine the air combos between him and his shadow. Again, this is a character that not only I want to see, but would at least make some type of sense to be included. For my third playable character, I have Serena. As soon as a trailer featuring her, Ashrah, and Havoc was released, I said if they were going to give her a design like that, she should have been playable. Still, I stand by that. I could see NRS handling her demon form the same way they incorporate both humanoid and reptilian reptile. I'm not sure what her gameplay would look like. All we can judge her on is gameplay from decades ago, and 3D era characters like Li Mei got a huge change in gameplay. On the likability of her being added, I'd say it's a good chance. I'm not sure if there will be Kombat Packs after the second one, but if she's not in KP2, she would have to be in Kombat Pack 3, as she seems to be one of only 3 cameos that would join the main roster, and we'll get into the other 2 later. For the 4th character on my list, please sit back and relax. I have D'Vorah.
I said what I said! Oh.
And before you click off, just remind yourself, it's not D'Vorah you hate, I'm telling you. It's not D'Vorah you hate, it's the writing and the story behind her. What bug lady do you know is a boss? Well, you probably don't know too many bug ladies. But if you did, they would not top D'Vorah. Between her character design and her moveset, she has always been a character on the roster that I've loved. Did I like her going on a killing spree? No, but I have to give credit where it's deserved, she's amazing. I originally had her in a cameo spot because I honestly don't think a character with so much hate could be in 3 games in a row. But before MK1 even came out, I was hoping that she would get a fresh start so people could actually respect her. Even playing through the story, seeing how Reptile was used by Shang Tsung, I was like, I could imagine Devora going through this exact same thing if she was in the game. Along with Noob Saibot, I feel like she would be a character with such cool air combos, especially with web weaving abilities and setups like her Widow's Kiss move from MK11. Whether she's a character or a cameo, I would love to see her in MK1, but realistically, I don't think she'll have to sit out for at least one game. For the 5th character in my combat pack, I have a guest that I personally don't think would make it into Mortal Kombat, but I have always been wanting her. This is Raven from Teen Titans. I don't think that Raven has even been in an Injustice game, so I find it highly unlikely for her to make a debut in Mortal Kombat. However, she would be an amazing first female guest character in my opinion. Teen Titans was my favorite animated show to watch when I was growing up, and I've always imagined what it would be like to play as Raven in a fighting game. The gimmicks and the movement with her would be so out of this world. I could see her with the galactic theme moves with sorcery similar to Shinnok or Quan Chi, and her palettes could just be her different color moods. You seriously cannot convince me that she would not be one of the most unique guest characters we've ever gotten. And now that I think about it, there has to be some type of randomness within guest characters, like Rambo and MK11, and even Spawn seemed to come out of nowhere. And if they decide to keep the comic book character thing for Combat Pack 2, she would definitely be a surprise pick that would still make sense. So who knows, maybe Raven could see the light in Outworld. For the final spot in my playable character section, and the second guess, I would have to say Hellboy. Picture this, the half-demon hero with his iconic right hand of doom, dishing out brutal combos and devastating fatalities. His blend of humor and strength would make him an instant fan favorite, having a charm similar to Jax and a reimagined fighting style to mirror close combat fighters like Raiko. Again, with Raven, Hellboy would perfectly complement the comic-themed DLC. Now I'll move on to honorable mentions, which are just characters that I would like to see, but I just couldn't fit them in my top 6. Starting off, I have Kronika. I genuinely hate Kronika so much. I have nothing but hatred for that character. I find her to be bland, conceited, and stupid. Heavy on the stupid. But if she was in the game, I would have no choice but to play her, because she just absolutely looks sick. I can't deny it. Like, just imagine Geras on steroids. That's all I gotta say about that. I just don't think she'll be playable in this game, which really sucks because I feel like her hype would ultimately die after MK1, but who knows. Next for honorable mentions, I have Sector and Cyrax. These were the only other characters besides Serena that I could see having the shine in the combat pack. If you have ketchup, you gotta have mustard, and these two have a great number of people asking for them. I also have Kentaro, since he's simply just my favorite 4-armed fighter that we have in Mortal Kombat. It feels like we always get a Shokan in the combat pack for each game, but Ed Boon must hate Kentaro since he seems to be forgotten in so many games. In this case, I feel like if Kentaro were to be in this game, he would be a cameo, but in my opinion, that would just be a huge missed opportunity. Now for the guests in my honorable mentions, I have Sarah Connor and Harley Quinn. For Sarah Connor, I feel like she would be really cool in a Mortal Kombat game, but not necessarily Mortal Kombat 1. I don't know how to explain it, but she doesn't really fit in this game to me. And I don't think NRS would ever think about her after they've already added Terminator in Mortal Kombat 11. For Harley Quinn, I could definitely see Harley Quinn in MK, especially MK1 following Joker 2 in October. Bro, just imagine Lady Gaga in Mortal Kombat, that would be hilarious. But in all seriousness, Harley could definitely be seen in MK. I just couldn't put her above Raven in my top 6. Moving on to the 5 cameos in my combat pack, I'm starting off with the original gangster grandma, Madame Bo. Name a granny that could be thrown off of a building, get up, and start smoking. I mean, just look at this.
She's out cold. Oh no, is she
dead? Not yet.
Unfortunately, I don't think I could ever play as Gangster Granny, but the least I could do is throw her at my opponent, like in MKX. Madame Bo is easily in my top 5 of personalities in the Mortal Kombat 1 story mode, and she'll definitely be my main cameo. Unless she has no synergy with Li Mei, that would be pretty tragic. For the next cameo, I have another never-before playable character, Harumi. Even though she is really only tied to Scorpion in his ending, at least I believe that's her only appearance in Mortal Kombat 1, I think it would be a cute introduction to her, like how Janet Cage was introduced. Next, I have Aaron Black. I genuinely didn't know that Aaron Black had fans. I'll admit, he has some laid-back and swaggy gameplay, but his plain yogurt personality is depressing. I don't think he could ever be a playable character in this game, but I feel like it would be a good idea to have a gunslinger cameo with options to trap people, similar to Movado. Last and almost most importantly, no one is better than Gangster Granny. I can't put anyone above Gangster Granny. I have Scarlet. I love Scarlet as much as the next guy, but I would rather eat sandpaper sushi than to have her as a main character in the story this soon. They never know what to do with her. In Mortal Kombat 9, wasn't she fathered by Shao Kahn and then turned around and fostered a crush on him 2 games later? And when did she become an orphan? If it takes them 5 years to figure out what to do with Scarlet, then so be it. But in the comics, doesn't she fight Mileena and lose her leg? Whenever she becomes playable, she should definitely have a motive to try to overthrow Mileena in some type of way. I feel like they would make good rivals in a new timeline, but that's enough of that. If she was a cameo, she absolutely needs a safe low setup, and totally not so I can have a mix up with Li Mei that I can abuse. But NRS could manipulate her blood binding in many different ways, so she could definitely be one of the most fun cameos. I have 3 honorable mentions for cameo fighters that couldn't make the top 5. The first one being Kotal Kahn. I don't think Kotal Kahn is needed back this soon, but I feel like his totems will make a good cameo idea, along with his sunbeam to heal yourself. The next cameo I have is Bo Raicho. 2 words, vomit, fart. It would just be disgusting and cool all at once. I'm not sure how they could go about this, but he could also manipulate his drinks to change up the gameplay. Now, I'm not sure if guest characters would ever be cameos, but if they do, I would love to see Billy the Puppet from Saw. Saw is my favorite horror series, but the problem is that each character doesn't appear to be able to do so much. All Billy does in the series is ride a bike, but John Kramer is nearly senile, so he can't be thrown on the battlefield. Because of this, they would have to get extremely creative with what Billy could do. Now, another thing I want to touch on is skin packs. We got not 3, not 2, not 1, but 0 skin packs with Combat Pack 1. Of course, if we do get skin packs, there will be a 1 in 1 million shot that I predicted, but I do have a few ideas. To start off, I thought of a Revenant pack with Revenant versions of Kung Lao, Ashura, and Sindel. Another pack that I would like is an MKX pack, because I think we are decently far away from MKX to include their skins. This could include MKX, Liu Kang, Tanya, and Reptile. And of course, if they did do something like this, they couldn't forget Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Another pack that would be fun and new is a Steampunk pack. This could feature steampunk variants of Li Mei, Kenshi, and Geras, which are just 3 characters that I could genuinely see rocking those type of outfits. The last pack I could think of is a medieval pack. I actually found these phenomenal depictions of Li Mei, Mileena, Ashura, Tanya, and Reptile. Medieval variants of these characters would not only be amazing, but something that we've never really seen before. Along with all of this, we should definitely get the addition to Mercies, Test Your Luck, and Babalities over the course of Combat Pack 2. Of course, not only exclusive to Combat Pack owners, but granted to everyone. And for the story expansion, we should definitely get a Havoc voice announcer, but it should be granted after completing the story. Just to recap everything said so far, my main roster fighters are Jade, Noob Saibot, Serena, Devora, Raven, and Hellboy. And alongside them are cameos such as Gangster Granny Madame Bo, Harumi, Aaron Black, Moloch, and Scarlet. I want to thank all of you guys for making it this far in the video. If you are a returning viewer, I am very appreciative of your support so I can bring you the best Mortal Kombat 1 gameplay I can. And if you're new and enjoy Lee Mei, Melina, or Natara gameplay, click one of these videos on screen to see more. It was nice seeing you guys, I'm KNXXXNNN, and have a prevailing day.